Yeah. Well, hey, that was the end of episode 3. On to episode 4. You ready, or do you need a break? That was
I'm
pretty
ready.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Episode 4. We open up at the bar. We're still at the bar, I think. And Melinda's on the phone, and apparently they're kind of having an argument. Danny's on the other side. He's like, "I want you here." Something like that. I don't know. But what sucks, though, honestly, is that throughout the episode, Ryan is going to be like, "I don't think she wants to be here. And then at the end, spoilers, when they lose, TJ is like, "Sorry, Ryan. I guess she didn't want to do it. She didn't want to be here, something like that." Melinda's like, I fucking tried. The only reason why they lost, I would say, is because they forgot the fucking flag, man.
Yeah.
So for TJ to say, like, "I guess she didn't fucking want to be," like, fuck off. Like, this is only TJ's second season, and he's already, like, popping off. I hate it.
I feel like I don't know if he thought of that or a producer thought to say that. Like under certain circumstances, like if she quit or something, then you would say that. But you don't just say that. Like watching what we saw, like she gave it her all. She did great. They forgot the flag. I don't know whose fault that is. I think that was Ryan's fault, wasn't it?
Yeah, because they both said, "Ryan, did you get it?" And he's like, "No, I didn't." So I think they already, like, said, "Oh, I'm going to do the flag."
Yeah. Because she like saw the flag at the next station and reminded Ryan, like, you have it, right? So and they might not have been able to beat Wes and Casey, but that the time it took to get the flag, all we see is like Ryan run off and Melinda's working on the puzzle, and then Ryan just like runs back and he's there, and it was like, okay, 4 seconds passed. But in reality, it might have been like 8 minutes or 5 minutes, like a large amount of time.
Yeah, he did say, "I will jet." And I'm like, holy shit. When it comes to editing, yeah, he fucking was like, like that. So, let's get into the mission of the day. Holy shit, we really jumped. We really skipped some shit here. But the mission of the day is basically a pardon mission, right?
Mm-hmm.
Melinda, Ryan, Wes, and Casey, they have to win this thing to get a pardon. And this is jailbreak. You're locked up together. You eat prison slop. What do you think it was? Beans?
It just looked like beans to me. It
Yeah.
was like a hobo and his can of beans.
Yeah. Yeah, but apparently the only thing that made it really bad though was that people would like throw up and like spit and like backwash, and they would just like fill those things back up. So eventually you knew that you were like exchanging fluids with Tanya, yeah. Kenny. I mean, that's some bad stuff, man.
Oh, Danny and Tanya slop. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Danny's gone. You're living in the past.
Oh, whatever.
Big Easy flop.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, Big Easy left the bowl clean. That's a terrible joke. All right. So anyways, they have to eat it, and then they have to find the keys inside of it, and then they have to unlock and then do a 50-yard dash. And the winner gets 1 year of Fandango, man.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that'd be cool. So
Yeah.
what year would that have been? It would have been for the following year? 2007, maybe?
No,
Or
I think it was 2020. Good timing on that, right? They're like,
this is for the future. I'm just trying to think of like what movies came out in like 2006 to 2007 they would have been able to see for free.
Right, yeah.
I had to IMDb that and like look up the releases for that year.
Why can't I think of any 2006 movies? Fuck. Oh well. You know what? What else is there to say? So this is Jailbreak. Do you remember anything unusual about any of these people? I will say this: Johanna sucks again. She dropped the key into the mud, and Jess is like, "What the fuck?" like they were doing pretty good, and they will once again do very poorly. Oh, it sucks.
So did they
I
have
don't
to
know.
eat all of the slop, or do they just have to find the key?
I think they had to find the key
Okay,
because a lot of people were just like blowing into it from
yeah,
that.
yeah, because I'm seeing some people just like eating a bunch, and I'm just like, well, this is weird. Like, just go for the key.
That's so funny. Honestly, this is what came to my mind when it comes to eating stuff in the final. There are people who will munch it in their mouth and then go, "Ugh," and then toss it up. Then they'll do it, grab another piece, throw that up, in quotes. When
Mm-hmm.
other people are actually scarfing, struggling to swallow it, other people are like, "Whoa," when really they're just like, take a bite, spit it. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is exactly what you should be doing with this. Is just like take it in your mouth like that. Don't try and eat any of it. No.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of MJ actually. MJ in All Stars final, where I'm like, did you really win, dude?
Nope.
Okay, so in quotes, in terms of quotes, I said when it came to Wes and Casey, Wes is like, I have the least intelligent and least athletic partner in a game where that's the only two things that matter.
That's
I'm like,
great.
God damn, like honestly, it's a pendulum. Like Wes goes from love and hate, especially with his relationship with Casey. I do appreciate that. It is interesting.
Yeah,
We mentioned
it's very easy to hate Wes because he's such an asshole with some of the things he says.
right now. Remember, and previously we were like, why didn't he pick Dion? Can you imagine that? Dion's like, I have cancer. It's like, you suck. You're so unathletic.
Wes would have never been allowed back on the show.
He's like, what kind of excuse is that? You can't jump because your
What's
lymph
slowing you
nodes
down? Is
taken
it the
out.
chemotherapy?
Yeah. More like slow-mo therapy. How about that? But like, yeah. So that's I wonder if Wes was like, I'm gonna be a dick just to establish character, just to put out a brand out there. And I know I'm gonna be like quasi charming while doing it. You know what I mean? I have a natural flair for TV or something like that. So he's like, I have to have a partner where it's like, this knucklehead here. You know what I mean? I need to bounce off something by being an asshole. So yeah, he's like, I can't do that to DM. I'm like one of those dogs in hospitals. They're like, you got the cancer.
Then the dog lays at the foot of the bed, and you're like, "Oh, that's bad news."
I was like, oh shit,
So,
this is
do you think
horrible.
when they did the combine and they were able to like look at all their stats, like did they have like a in the NFL? You go to the NFL combine, like you have a 40 time, and you have your jumping, your height, how high you can jump, and then you're like, okay, well let's look at their medical file, and I'll be like, it shows you had surgery 8 months ago. What was that about?
Oh my gosh. Uh, it's so weird. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, I'm going to hell for saying that" or whatever. I'm like, I don't know. What happens when you're not allowed into the Golden Gates? You just kind of hang out outside the gates, right?
Oh, I thought you stumbled down the stairs all the way to hell.
Oh, really? Oh,
No, I
fuck.
have
I
no
was hoping
idea.
for like like outside of a prison where like people could sneak you shit from heaven. You're like, oh, thanks. Oh,
Oh yeah,
apparently I have to eat. Yeah.
it's like a Black Friday sale where you're just standing outside of the store in the cold, and you're like, "Oh, let me in."
Um. Okay, so Coral and Evan, they throw it. They make a mockery of everyone because they're like, we really shouldn't win everything. We've already won 3 in a row. So I thought
Hmm.
this was nice. I think that they didn't have to do it so over the top because when Theo and Shauna do win it, they're like, oh, I mean, I would have anyways. We're like, hey, we would have won regardless if you would have tried. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's cool though that Theo got a win. Like Theo, honestly, I haven't spoke his praise too much, or not enough at all. Like Theo's like one of my favorite guys back in the day. Like in the Gauntlet, you know, like his hit and what else was it? But like his back and forth between him and the Miz on Seasons as well. That was awesome.
I've never seen that. I gotta check that out.
Oh
I
yeah,
know.
for sure. Oh yeah.
I know just from like Theo's podcast now, like he's freaking hilarious. He is so funny. But like watching the season so far, only in like episode 4, like he doesn't talk much, and like we barely get to see anything out of him. And I'm just like, all right, this is Theo. This is like a huge celebrity. Like, come on, get him more screen time.
I think he has the line like Wes is this and that. He's cocky. That's gonna get him sent to exile for the rest of his life or something like that. That was pretty good.
That's not wrong.
All right, so Theo and Shonda win. So let's get into exile, huh? We're blazing through this shit, man.
All right, let's do it.
Exile. So Wes has 56. We covered the weight thing. Wes has 56. Casey has 57. Melinda has 101 pounds. Brian has 55 pounds. So yeah, they're working with a good 50 pounds or so difference between the teams. And this is the crazy thing. Okay, so the first checkpoint is where, you know, it's like if you could read this, then drop your bags. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How? I don't know why, but I'm like, that is a ridiculous puzzle. I mean, as in like way too simple. You know? Like, I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I didn't think it was too simple because like Wes looked at it and he was just completely like, I don't think I can do this.
Yeah, but he skipped all the puzzles before, didn't he? Or no? Well, I guess what I'm saying is, it was just all the vowels taken out, right? Is that what the big thing was? That shouldn't be very difficult. But
no, I didn't think it was that difficult.
Yeah. But anyways, they do win it. They do get to drop their bags.
Yeah.
They don't fucking grab the flag.
It seemed like Wes, like he had kind of predetermined that he just wanted to skip by it and take the 1-minute penalty and just keep running. Because like that's
there's no 1-minute penalty.
Oh, there isn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because you always get the choice to either do it for a prize or you just fucking take the flag.
Oh, okay.
But what I like about this now is that, okay, so Casey and Wes are at the other stage, the other checkpoint. And Casey kind of makes the call. She's like, I think we should just go, you know? And Wes is like, all right, you know? So they take off. And Casey's like, I think she's even carrying more than usual. She was a little trucker. Yeah. Little truck. Little flat-faced truck. Little button nose. Yeah.
One thing I did notice, I wanted to mention, when Melinda like realized when she says it, she's like, "Oh, we get to drop our bags." Like, it sounded like she was from Wisconsin because she really said like, "We get to drop our bags." Yeah. Oh, drop our bags on the ground. I was like, okay. I'm like, what? I thought only people from Wisconsin and Minnesota said bags like that. But I don't know where she's from, but that's what it sounded like when she said it.
Maybe that's how she thinks. I mean, there was no vowel in that sentence. Bags.
Yeah, bags.
I don't know. So Melinda was like kind of holding her tummy when she was like running. She's like, oh my God, like, you know, it's kind of hurting her to run, but it's fine. They get to the checkpoint. Wes and Casey are gone by then, but that's when they realize the flag. So Ryan races all the way back. Melinda still didn't solve the puzzle and they go. But yeah, they end up just losing because that was the truck shows up. They're like, who is it? You know?
Mm-hmm.
What do I got written down? Okay, so yeah, that's the thing. So after Wes and Casey do win, Wes was like, I was the weak link in that part, like this exile. Like we are everyone should be afraid of going against us right now. And Casey's right there with him. She's like, yeah, we fucking rocked. So this is awesome. I really like this little dynamic between the two of them. And again, TJ says the backhanded thing of Melinda, or he says it to Ryan. He's like, sorry, I guess fucking Melinda just didn't want to be here, man. You know? Oh, God. So annoying. Yeah.
And didn't Wes say like, yeah, Casey is this, was stronger than I am, and I was the weakest part of this team. And then he had like some weird line where he's like, so if I'm the weakest part of this team, then everyone else is in trouble. Like, it was just, he's calling himself weak, but then he's somehow like trying to spin it into being like, I'm amazing and no one's going to be able to beat me.
I think it was good. I think, yeah, there's a reason why like Wes is like one of my favorite of all time. Like, he's very quotable. What he's saying is very interesting. He could say something and then turn it mid-sentence and like, oh, maybe that was nice what he just said. You know what I mean? Like he's got the way with words, Dave, and he seduces all. So, except for banana fans, where they're like, oh, we don't give a shit if he makes sense. He's not quoting a movie like Bananas always does he? That's what I thought, you know? It's
the first time I've heard him say that. He should say it 3 more times.
That was the end of the episode. Goodbye, Ryan. Goodbye, Melinda.
It's sad because I like Ryan and Melinda from All Stars too. So it was cool to see them again.
Yeah, that is cool. That's pretty
like
cool.
My opinion of Melinda was completely changed rewatching this. I was just like, oh yeah, I like Melinda. She's cool.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. And damn it, she tried. They just forgot to a flag, and who knows, maybe that broke their spirit, and maybe that made them walk a little bit less or run a little less quickly. And hey, man, that was the end of the episode. Anything else to say? Did we leave?
No, I'm good.
Okay, well, hopefully episode 5 and 6 are coming your way down the pike. Or pipe. What is it?
I think it's pipe.
Yeah, but I've also heard it's coming down the pike as well.
Yeah, that does sound right. I don't know.
Tomato.
I guess it goes either way.
Okay. Well, either way, like or dislike, subscribe or unsubscribe, comment or don't comment. This is Battle of the Challenges podcast with Cloud Vincent
and Dave Hardcore. What?
That was so dumb. It was.
Why did you say it backwards?
Challenges. Wait. Podcast challenges of battle. Yeah. and then you rewind the tape like so I pronounce it right.
Okay. Or we'll need subtitles. One of the two.